Right, okay, so welcome to our first ever Sum It Up podcast. We're very excited to get started, and we are here just bringing our views and advice on how the digital marketing landscape is changing dramatically, day by day, month by month. It's all changing. And I have Tia and Chris with us today, and we are talking about meme magic and the powers of memes in business. So Chris is our meme king, in my opinion. He has his own little community and company, and a lot of it. Tell us about it, Chris. Tell us about your golfing community.
So I run a golf page called Golf Unplugged, and we built up a following of sort of 200,000 followers. And basically, we use the platform to promote businesses, golf businesses, to a large audience. And one of the ways that we do this is through incorporating their brand into memes. So that's basically what.
And they've gone viral, haven't they? Some of your memes have gone viral.
A few of them have gone viral. Yeah, we've reached a lot.
Do you want
of
to name
people
drop?
with
No.
No, I'm not naming.
Robbie Williams, Danny Kay, I've seen a few. It's very good. And Tia loves TikTok, and I'm sure you've got some things to say on memes because of TikTok.
Yeah, I feel like memes have changed a lot over the last few years, kind of with more video content being absorbed more, so it's less like static post memes and more video memes. So I prefer those types personally.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And for those people that don't know what a meme is, what would you describe a meme to be, Chris?
So a meme is basically where you would take something that's recently happened, so it's reactive in terms of it could be something on TV, something with the celebrities, an award ceremony, and there's certain pictures that come up and basically people turn that into something else. So they would put a caption over the top of it and then make it sort of like look like it's something else basically. And it's designed to go viral with a humour-based base as well.
Yeah. And that's why they go viral, you think?
Yes. Yeah. Everybody loves a good laugh, so and they share a lot more content that's shared on social media is humour based as well. So
yeah. So for content,
No, I was gonna say I also think they're just really shareable. Like a lot of we're obviously going to be talking about memes for businesses, but a lot of the kind of general Instagram pages that you kind of follow, they just make it relatable so that you share it more, because once you share it, you're obviously going to get those engagements and it'll reach more people.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, the engagement. I can't help but tag a friend in something that I see. Like, you just can't help it. You just think it's hilarious. You want to share it with them, message it to them. So I completely get that. And there's a lot of people out there that don't really get memes. My mum included. She doesn't really understand the meme. I always say you haven't really got personality. What are your thoughts on that?
I think if you don't like memes, sad life. They're very entertaining. I feel like memes are just like a basic part of social media now. So I feel like if you don't like memes or you don't get memes, you're missing out on a lot of the actual good stuff on social media.
Yeah.
Because they're literally everywhere.
Now, businesses, should brands incorporate memes?
yes, I think they should. I don't think there's any brands that can't incorporate memes. And even with Ukraine, so before the war started against Russia, they were actually posting memes before the war started about Russia invading them to create exposure for the war that was about to happen as well. So if you've got a country like that using it, then I think any brand can use it as long as they use them correctly.
Would you argue insensitive now when you look at it?
No.
Okay. No.
If it's great, because the idea is that it creates exposure for something. So, and they've used that to create exposure of the war that was about to happen. Otherwise, it doesn't get picked up as much. Like, there's a lot of things in the world that happen that we don't even know about. Yet they've done this to highlight the fact they've got a lot of young people to pick up on it, and young people now are very loud and like to make a point. But I'm saying they're a lot more passionate about things. So if they can do that through the memes, the humour, and access those people in this way to gain exposure, then it is worth doing. So
yeah, I do think like a lot of the movements like have gone viral and got a lot more attention, and the attention they deserve because of social media and the younger generation with what they do, especially like for the influencer culture. It's kind of like a standard that's been set for them that they should comment on these issues. People expect that, especially the younger generation. Like if you're going to make, you know, stupid amounts of money from the likes that we give you, then they expect influencers to teach their audiences about the harsh things that are happening in the world, as well as just like my new Starbucks order. I also like to see that as well.
So in businesses, I mean, it is still hard to kind of work out a meme kind of strategy, right? I think we can get away with it with a fun, creative business, but actually, if you're a legal firm or, you know, how do you incorporate them into business and not make yourself look like a joke?
That's one of the issues with it, is if you do a meme, there's a lot of companies that do memes or try it and they just do it wrong and it falls flat, and it can have like, it can backfire on you. So if you're doing it, I would say that you would need to hire someone like us to do it for you, because we know.
Sales.
So we could know, but it's true, because we know like the trends that are going on, and we won't make your business look stupid. Whereas there's a lot of brands that have done it in the past and they do look stupid. The worst is when they try and incorporate their brand into it too much, basically.
Yeah, we was talking earlier about the Pretty Little Thing, the fashion brand, did a Never Forget post for 9/11, and they did it like all black and white in their like brand colours with the pink. It wasn't like, their logo wasn't on it, it wasn't extreme branding, but they got a lot of backlash for it being insensitive and kind of promoting your brand on something that is not a reason to promote your business.
Yeah.
But I also think don't force memes. Like don't force funny. If you're forcing it because like you think you should be doing memes, it's probably not going to be funny. So just wait until you organically see something that you realise actually that's a meme that I've engaged with and I enjoyed, and then you think of ways to put the spin on your business. But if you force it and you're like, I need to start memes straight away, so I'm just going to do this, chances are you're probably going to find an old meme that no one really likes anymore, and it's just not going to be that funny. I feel like you found some that weren't that funny.
Yeah, there was quite a few that weren't that funny. But also, in terms of like a safe way to sort of incorporate it is like you can include influencer marketing. So you could do an influencer marketing campaign with a meme. So basically, you can create the meme, or you go to an influencer, or you go to one of these meme pages and you say, look, we're looking to promote our business. Can you create a meme for us? Because then you sort of limit the fact that it might fail because you haven't posted it out. So you're getting another brand or another influencer or another brand or another meme page to post it for you and create exposure. And what we've done before with Golf Unplugged is put it out to loads of different meme pages and different influencers so that it spreads a lot quicker. Basically, there's a lot of accounts sharing the same thing. And then most of the meme pages, they'll share a lot of the same sort of content as well. So you can really go sort of viral. And you haven't got the risk of looking stupid because you haven't technically created the meme and put it on your page first.
Can you give examples of people that have been made to look stupid? Because I mean, I've seen a few and I thought, I don't get it, and I can't work out if I'm not funny or they're not funny.
Yeah.
Like, but also that sometimes creates a conversation. Probably not for the right reasons though, hey. But it's kind of.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you can still go viral, but you might go viral for the wrong reason. But what's the saying? Any exposure is good exposure.
Yeah.
All publicity is good publicity.
Which I don't think is true, but
Chris Jenner would say that.
Chris Jenner would say. But yeah, there's been quite a few that have failed. Domino's done one with the Bird Box sort of campaign, and they tried to make when you're blind, like you have to be blind with the film, the Bird Box, where if you look at it, you die basically. So they done one where it was Sandra Bullock going around with the thing on her face.
It was really scary.
It was quite scary. And they done one basically, and it was...
Which started from Netflix though, didn't it? So
it
Netflix
did
obviously it was a film on Netflix, and they did the first meme. They do quite a lot of memes in their social campaigns, but they did the first meme, which was like obviously a shot from the film where she's blindfolded. So the reaction is you can't look, but then they did it as so though it's whatever it is that is being offered to you is so good that you would look. So Netflix did start it, but they didn't like the Domino's one.
No, the Domino's one was terrible. It was just basically, it was her with the thing over her eyes, and then she says, I can't look, and then someone says, but we've got a deal on Domino's, and then she lifts it up, there's a person with a Domino's pizza. It was just shocking. It was terrible.
Right, yeah.
So, there's a lot of bad ones. But talking of good ones, Netflix is decent, they come out with a lot, but they've got a never-ending sort of like
Stash.
secret of
stash.
like campaigns, so they could like, because they're seeing the shows and everything before, they could literally have the meme ready to go when the show starts.
I also think memes first kind of became a thing with like Vine and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Vine
yeah.
and Tumblr, which are like, obviously, I mean, I don't even know if either of them exist anymore, but Vine definitely doesn't. So they were very old platforms. So then when they stopped being used as much, memes turned into like scenes from films, episodes, things
Yeah.
like that. So then Netflix just had like a complete upper hand because they can use that no problem. Like you said, they have so many that they can use. I personally always see ones from the Kardashians, like where they'll say something in one of their episodes and it will go viral, and then people will like put certain different sayings onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
They're
also
iconic.
ones you can sort of jump on as well, like who is it? Which is the one with Kevin the Carrot again? Aldi. So they jumped on that one like with the the woman
Tattoo.
that got her boyfriend's name tattooed on her forehead, and his name was Kevin. So then obviously Kevin the Carrot came back and had one, and he had her name on it, and said that he was like regretting his getting a face tattoo of one of his fans or something like that. So that's like, they're really reactive basically in terms of memes. Yeah,
Aldi are iconic with theirs as
they're
well.
really good. Yeah, they are really good.
And then, like, so the oldest memes that you can remember, can you think of them? Because I think of that kid punching in the air, and it's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
do you remember
yeah.
it? It's really old, really old. Can you think of any like that? That's where they all started, right? Am I going back
Yeah.
far enough?
There's the confused one where the guy is kind of like that, and it's got the question marks around him. Also, Aiden absolutely loves this one, where the guy's walking with his girlfriend,
Yeah.
and then he turns back
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
looking
That's
at another girl. I see
that's a really
so
famous
many
one,
brands.
isn't it?
That's
yeah.
one that a lot of brands have used bad though as well, because literally every brand at that point came up, and like say McDonald's and Burger King, you put Burger King on the girl and then McDonald's on the girl that he's looking at. It's just, but they used it so bad.
It wasn't
Yeah.
original.
No, it wasn't original. It's just overdone
Yeah.
basically. And you've got what's his name? Oh God, I can't remember his name now. The guy that was uneasy, like he looked uneasy, like with the smile. What was his name?
Oh, I don't know. Uneasy.
Yeah.
See if you can find it.
I'll have a look.
But also any Gemma Collins.
Gemma
meme,
Collins
I
are my
just don't
favourite.
think will ever not be funny.
No, they just don't get old, and they
No.
come up with new ones all the time, and I just love it.
Her brand is being memeable.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like back in the day, being made into a meme wasn't a good thing. Like,
No.
it was usually like people are
Hide the Pain
taking the
Harold.
piss.
It was Hide the Pain Harold.
Oh, the older guy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He's brilliant. He still gets used a lot as well. to be
Yeah.
fair.
The one that I always see still gets used as well is the guy in the Jordan t-shirt, and he's doing. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know
Aiden
the one,
uses
mate.
him a lot. This is what I thought would happen. This
Oh,
is,
yeah.
Yeah. I see that still doing the rounds.
Is that the Drake one?
Yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
Drake. Down the kids' move. Yes. So yeah, and also I think it's interesting with the Gemma. We're going back to the Gemma Collins one. She's doing nothing. She's
Yeah.
sitting at home. She's
Yeah.
got memes left, right, and centre. Anything happens, she's on it. Like Big Brother, I think a lot have come out because Big Brother's come back out, and she was just iconic on that
Yeah.
programme. But I can't see her doing anything, and she's getting her name out there by everybody else doing brands, which
Yeah,
is just
I think
by doing
she-
memes. I mean,
Literally did like one series of her own show or something, but the amount of memes that came out of that was so funny.
yeah.
I've seen her on like one podcast. She doesn't really, but just whenever she does anything, I just think she's hilarious.
Yeah.
Everything she says can just be made into a meme.
So I didn't meme it. I like this, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, I didn't meme it. Businesses that have failed from using memes. I know we've come up, but have we got any good ones?
The main ones that I had actually were the Domino's one with the bird box. Then we had, what was the other one? McDonald's.
Oh no, what was the why I stayed?
Yeah, but
Who
that
was
was more.
that?
That was more of a hashtag. There was a pizza
Yeah,
brand
true.
that jumped on like a hashtag basically, and this "Why I Stayed" campaign was for people that had suffered from domestic abuse, and so why they were saying "Why I Stayed," then it was for the reasons why they stayed. But then this pizza brand jumped on it, and basically put "Why I Stayed" hashtag "Why I Stayed" because you had pizza. And so there was a massive uproar, and they had to come out with a big apology. They
Well, no, because this was back in the day,
It
so
was a while
they
ago,
didn't do big public PR apologies then. They just did a tweet and said 1,000 apologies.
Yeah.
Didn't read about the hashtag before we.
Oh.
So do your research.
And McDonald's done one as well with the "Say No More Fam."
Yeah, that was bad.
meme, which basically was it involved like the barber or whatever saying "Say No More Fam" in terms of the haircut. But McDonald's done it, and they literally put a picture of one of their restaurant, like one of their fast food outlets, and then just put "Say No More Fam" or "Take me somewhere for dinner," and said "Say No More Fam," and then it just didn't work completely. It was not.
It's just these examples alone, you can see why businesses stay away from memes, right? Like it's a little bit of a scary way to put your name out there. If it pays off, it's brilliant. But what things can you put in place to make sure that doesn't happen?
That's why I always think, like I said, where you go through other people. So like you get other pages and things like that, influencers to post it on your behalf, and then you avoid sort of like the backlash because it's like, well, we didn't post it basically.
So marketing managers that want to bring memes into their strategy but know that the guys above them might go no, how can they push it? What things can they say to say, do you know what, this is why we should be using memes?
The main thing for it is they should go to them and not say that they're going to get sales or anything like that directly from it, but in terms of brand exposure. Memes are used for brand exposure and to build your following, basically. So it's designed to sort of help you in the future when you are promoting promoting your services and things like that, so more people see it. But it's really just for brand exposure. So they should go to them and explain to them, look, we've got the chance of creating this and it could go viral, or not even viral, but you reach a lot more people, like thousands of people, but they just need to make sure that they do it right. So they should stress that they're going to do it correctly, and I'm not going to lie, they should come to agencies like us because we know what's going on, we know how to post them, we know what to do for them to make sure, to limit the chances of it going wrong.
So what are your favourite memes?
So one of the ones that I've got is Kourtney Kardashian, where she had the Kit Kat, the 4-finger Kit Kat, and she ate it like in one big go, and everyone was like outraged. Kit Kat saw that everybody was making comments about it, and so they literally created a meme from it, using it. And I think that's another good way of doing it, is because you can jump with memes, you can jump on something by looking at the reaction to things, if you know what I mean. So I think that was a good one. Kit Kat done that well as well.
And Kendall Jenner did her cucumber, where she literally cut her cucumber.
I've never seen anything like that.
This.
I've never seen.
But the funniest thing was that Kris Jenner just kept saying, should I get the chef to do that? To cut the cucumber for her. She just wanted cucumber and hummus or something. And she's like, no, I'll cut it. And then she just cuts it so, like...
She's never cut a cucumber in her life, probably.
But, like, I find it quite funny that with the... Like, I don't know, I saw an episode where it actually quite upset her. Like, it's not funny, but, like... how you get so upset about like how people cut a cucumber, but like it still is referenced. It must have been like a season or two seasons ago. It's still referenced in the episodes now. Like when people do go famous for their memes, like they will hold on to it for that like continuity because they know it went viral before and they kind of re-bring it up. But yeah, Kardashians are. While we're on the topic, Kim crying is always a funny one. There's like always a Kim crying meme somewhere on socials on a daily basis, I feel like. Yeah,
the Kardashians have definitely helped the meme game. There's a lot of them.
I've used Donald Trump a few times.
Yeah. So what's ones that you've used that have gone really well for Golf Unplugged?
Ones that I've used. My favourite ones are the Donald Trump ones. It was around the time of the election. when he about stopping the count and everything like that. But so I done one with it was him, Tiger Woods, and Jack Nicklaus, who are like the best players that have played. And I put some scores on there on each of them, saying that, and then I put above it. I said that time when Donald Trump beat Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, and it had their scores, and so it was like 69. Tiger Woods was like 67, and then Donald Trump I put as like 55, and then at the bottom I put after it saying stop star. What do you call it?
Oh, asterisk.
Asterisks. And then I put stop counting at the 9th hole, basically, and that one. It got a lot of likes, and it also got a lot of backlash from some Americans. But with a page like mine, you can get away with it.
Yeah, I have seen a few of yours, and I think, whoa.
I go close to the mark sometimes.
Yeah, but that's probably how you've built the community, right?
It is,
People
yeah.
like it. It's kind of that humour.
That's it.
Yeah. So it really depends on your brand of how close to the mark you can go.
Yeah, well, I mean, like for everyday sort of brands, I would suggest that most of them don't go anywhere near the mark. Because it can backfire. You want to keep it as safe as possible, but it's just, and you've got to come across authentic as well. So you can't be sort of putting stuff out there that's just like it's made up and fake news and things like that. They should stick to things that are like on the current topics and things like that. So and
I think they work as well. Like I'm just thinking of the likes of like Ryanair and things when they come back with when people have said something on their Twitter and the things that they come back with.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get continuous criticism, maybe the memes and the jokes do kind of help a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
They are being authentic. They are a cheap airline, and yes, you have to pay for absolutely everything when you're on a plane, and yes, there are delays, and that's who they are. But you're still buying Ryanair because you can get to blooming Spain for 30 quid sometimes. Exactly. It is what it is.
But yeah, I think most brands should be should not get too close to the mark.
Okay, so you've decided to put memes into your social media strategy. How many should we be doing? What do we think? And I know it's kind of reactive, so it's hard to tell. But where would you start? What you thinking? What's happening on social media at the moment?
I mean, it's always changing. I just feel I feel differently about memes. I know that you had different stats for millennials and Gen Z. Spoiler, if anyone doesn't know, there's a new generation, which I'm part of. We're Zillennials now.
Zillennials.
So people that weren't affected by COVID in like significant years of their life. So something to 2002. Are Zillennials, and Gen Z have all had some kind of impact from COVID. But as a Zillennial, I just feel like memes are so different. Like for me, TikToks are now memes. Like for example, on TikTok, people will try and say something funny, iconic, relatable, and then it's a sound. And that's almost like a meme now. Like then that sound goes trending and then people will post their views to that, if that makes sense. So for example, like this was a couple of years ago now, but there was this girl that worked in Tesco's and she did a TikTok because she was just really didn't want to go to work, but she was obviously very chaotic and she was just like screaming in it. And then people used that sound and would post things like that would really annoy them, like point of view, you've got to wash up after you cook or something like that. Like it's not that funny. But the other one is a girl that went viral. You've probably, well, I would hope you've heard it, but you know the girl that's like, Alexa, play a feel-good tune, volume 7.
Yeah.
That one, she went viral, and then people will like post their feel-good tunes to that. So I feel like I've taken a lot of memes because that's kind of how I view them. But the standard meme, like the typical one, I feel like you just want to use it when it's relevant. I don't know if there's like a certain number of times you should be like, oh, let's get 3 memes a week in. Otherwise, I feel like you really might just be forcing it. So I feel like you just want to use it when it feels right, but use it straight away when it feels right, because otherwise you're just going to miss it.
Yeah, you'll miss it. There's a brand that I see on Instagram a lot. They're called Dude Wipes. So they're wipes for men. And they basically, their whole feed is full of memes, and that's how they do it. They've got around about 80 or 90,000 followers, so it's worked for them. But that's their whole sort of strategy is based on doing memes.
What percentage are we seeing of memes on social media these days then?
So apparently, according to HubSpot, the average person sees about 90% of the content they see is memes.
90%? That's
Yeah.
a staggering figure, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would not have said it was 90%. So if you haven't got memes, you should be, really.
Yes, basically.
And you're right, TikTok is one big meme, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually just one big meme.
Yeah.
And that's compared to 5% of like standard sort of ads, like little promotional posts that are put outside. They only see 5% of them basically throughout the day.
Wow. Okay. So if you haven't got any
So you're
memes,
seeing 5% organic content that isn't meme humour focus.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're not funny, you're not getting business.
yeah. And if you don't get memes, find someone in your business that does, because you probably need to
Yeah.
start utilising them.
I also think just knowing your community as well. Like, I know we've spoken a bit about the risks with if you're in a more professional corporate kind of industry. But if you launch a strategy first that helps you build a genuine community, like the Golf Unplugged page, then you're going to understand where that line is. Like you're saying, don't get close to that line, but where is that line for your audience?
Yeah.
The bigger your page goes, the more you are opening up to someone not liking it. That's social media, that's how it works. But I would say you need to understand your community and build one first before you start going like Donald Trump on the memes.
Yeah, very good points here. Absolutely. And that's it. You need a strategy, don't you? You need a strategy in place before you even go, oh, let's just randomly post a meme.
Yeah.
You do need to really understand your audience, really understand if they're going to get it, who's going to engage with it. And, you know, do you do it yourself, or do you get some people to do it for you to kind of stop that risk factor?
But it's also as well, you will sometimes meme pages they do it, or people brands that post memes, they will lose followers to start with if people don't like it. But what you'll find is the engagement goes up, and the followers that you do have, you're sort of like filtering out the ones that aren't loyal and aren't going to sort of like your post and things like that. So it does filter out sort of like the bad sort of followers that you don't really need. So, and the ones that stay are the ones that are truly loyal. There's what's his name? James Smith, the PT, that does it, and he does it every month. He does it where he basically he does a flush out of followers. So he'll post something really sort of out there, and he knows that he's going to lose loads of followers from it, but the ones that stay are even more engaged with him, so his engagement is going up all the time.
Yeah, and yet that's it. You wanna have an audience and your customers are people just like you and get you, don't
Exactly,
you? So there's, what's the point otherwise? So
I think people are finally starting to learn that followers doesn't mean like success on your strategy.
yeah,
Because you can reach thousands, millions of people and still get a few likes on your post. That's not giving customers, that's not giving clients. So just because you have the followers doesn't mean they're your ideal client or they're even like a loyal customer. So I think it's finally getting through to some people, especially the PT.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you could also argue, you said earlier in terms of solicitors or lawyers or whatever using it, one thing that memes does do is humanise your brand as well. So it shows that you've got a personal side, a funny side. So, and a lot of times lawyers and solicitors and things like that will be viewed as just all very serious, whereas some of the people like we've worked with, they've got a great personality, and it's just the way that they can sort of humanise their brand, their business as
you're
well,
right.
and get it across.
I think it's quite scary to pick up a phone to a solicitor.
Yeah.
And I think, like a bloopers video that we've done for a brand before has just humanised them. And I think it is important to show that side of it for sure. Okay, so I think quite a lot of people just think memes are there just to be funny, but actually, can you seriously make money from doing memes and using memes in your marketing strategy?
Yes, because there's a few cases, like again from Golf Unplugged, seeing all the different meme accounts. There's a page called NBA Memes, which is like a popular basketball meme page. And one of the people, a person that bought it was called Mark Cuban, who's like a very successful businessman. He owns the Mavericks, like a basketball team. And he's worth something like 2 billion or something like that, 1.3 billion. But he actually bought NBA memes for millions and millions. I think it was around about 20 million or something like that, so that he could use it to post more about the teams that he's involved with, like the NBA teams and everything like that.
Are you hoping a really famous golfer buys Golf Unplugged like that?
Yes.
Yeah. You'll be gone. You'll be out of here.
It won't be cheap. I'll take like $1,000 or something. But no, so so there's that case, and also there's another one which is Warner Brothers Studios actually bought an account, a meme account, for 85 million, or it's part of a group, but they bought it, and it was for 85 million. They used that in terms of promoting films and things like that as well. And one more, Doing Things Media, which is a company which is based on, basically they own a load of different meme accounts, and they promote brands by incorporating brands into their memes and putting them out across their channels. And they're turning over like $10 million a year. So there's definitely money there.
So that is the end of our first podcast, and it is called Sum It Up. So can you sum it up, guys? Memes.
Yes, I think all brands should be using them, but just using them correctly. Stay away from the mark in terms of like, don't go too far. And also, if you're going to look to do it, do hire like a marketing agency that knows what they're doing, because they'll be up to date with the trends and they'll be able to do it better.
Good stuff.
I would sum it up by saying it's kind of a bit of a standard to be using it. So if you're not using it, you're being left behind. Your content isn't going to be seen as much, and you should find your mark before you know where to go near it. So you need to like actually build a genuine community to see the impact of memes.
Fantastic. And I would say, yes, they are there to be funny, but you can also make some serious money. Oh, that rhymed. Look at that. Chloe, I didn't know it. Okay, that's us. Thank you very much.